So you guys, my name is Betty Kempa. For those of you who haven't met me yet, I'm a six-figure business coach for coaches. I help ambitious coaches build six-figure coaching businesses without spending any money on Facebook ads, just totally through organic content marketing strategies and outreach and all that good stuff. So you guys, I spent over a decade in corporate communications, and I was at various Fortune 500 companies before moving into coaching, and that is really why I'm well versed in what it takes to create content to engage and influence your audience, which is really imperative in building an online coaching business. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Now, after leaving corporate America, I started out as a career coach, as some of you may know, and I was able to achieve six figures my first year in business. Now, what I noticed was as I started to work with different clients, and again, you guys probably noticed this too with your own clients, is that more and more clients that would seek me out would be coaches that wanted help replicating what I did my first year in business. And that's why I eventually decided to focus only on coaches, which has been so much fun. So now that you know a little bit about me, I want to talk to you today about how to master LinkedIn content marketing so that you can attract your ideal client avatar. So I'm going to see if I can switch the screen here so that I can show you guys some fun slides to really illustrate my point here. So let's see here if I can go into present mode. And before I just barrel through here, let's make sure this works. Okay. So tell me, guys, if you can see my slides. I'm going to take a moment here and say hi to everybody. Oh, there's my own voice. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Julie. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Brian. Hey, Horia. The whole gang's here. Cool. Thanks for being patient, guys, as I got this up and running. So let's talk about LinkedIn content marketing. So why do I want you guys to master LinkedIn content marketing in order to attract clients? So first of all, the reason behind why this is really important is because I want you guys to stay in front of your ideal client avatar so that when they are ready to ask you for help, you are the person that is top of mind. I'm sure you guys have heard this before, something called the rule of seven. The rule of seven, it takes at least 7 touch points before you enter a buyer's consciousness. So really important, if you think about content marketing, it's touching your ideal client again and again and again with this with this content so that when they are ready to buy, you are top of mind. The second reason is because this is going to help you build authority in the marketplace. So LinkedIn content marketing, it's going to help you establish that know, like, and trust. Julie, I think I see you lost audio. Did anyone else lose audio? Hopefully not, if you can hear this. Give me a thumbs up or let me know if you guys can hear me. I see Julie has lost audio. So hopefully I'm going to keep going here, but let me know, guys, if for some reason you can't hear the audio here. So talking about the know, like, and trust factor is really important that you dominate the social media platform that you have chosen. Also, this I think is a really interesting statistic. 82% of buyers believe that a company is more trustworthy if you are active on social media. That's from brandfog.com. That's a really powerful statistic, you guys. 82% of buyers. Okay, so it's that know, like, and trust. And then last but not least, why LinkedIn? Because, as we know, there's a ton of different social media platforms out there in the universe. Why LinkedIn? Well, I'll tell you guys, I love LinkedIn as the main platform for most niches because I want you guys to sell a high ticket package in order to get to six figures. And typically this means marketing to a clientele who is also at the six figure range and up. And guess where these types of clients hang out? they hang out on the professional platform of LinkedIn. So for this reason, I do recommend you post on LinkedIn once a day, Monday through Friday. And remember this quote, when you do what others will not, you will achieve what others cannot. Very powerful. When you do what others will not, you will achieve what others cannot. So with that being said, let's talk about what types of content you can be posting on LinkedIn 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, so that you are attracting your ideal client avatar. What to post? All right. So the number one thing that I want you guys to be posting on LinkedIn is weekly training content. I call it weekly training content. So 1 day a week, you want to post some type of consistent weekly training content on LinkedIn. So I'm talking about, when I say training content, you guys, I'm talking about either you post a blog, or you post a podcast, or you post a video, right? Like I'm doing today, I'm doing a training session. So you really want to pick your poison when it comes to weekly training content and the way you want to teach your audience what you know. Pick your poison, and you should be posting that on LinkedIn once a week. So for example, if you decide that Tuesday is the day you're going to post your blog content, then you only need to decide on what to post the 4 other days of the week on LinkedIn. So you can see here, this is me using the LinkedIn Publisher tool. The first image in the upper left-hand side here, this is from LinkedIn. You can click write an article, right? You can go in and, write your article directly into LinkedIn. Oftentimes, this is a blog piece that I would post to my website, and then I would just come over to Publisher and do a good old copy and paste in the LinkedIn Publisher tool. You also, of course, want to have an image to go along with your blog, a catchy title. That's super important to have a catchy title, and then click publish. Now, if you do videos, of course, you're going to just go to LinkedIn and upload your video directly to LinkedIn. If you do a podcast, you'll upload your podcast link to LinkedIn. Now, the key here, you guys, is that with each piece of training content, at the tail end, I am pushing my ideal client avatar to download my lead magnet. So you want to get them into your email funnel using that weekly training content. Right? So at the end of this blog, I'm going to have a link that says, hey, click here to download my free surefire guide to XYZ. And again, that's just with the knowledge that the money is really in the email list. So we're not just posting content onto LinkedIn, we're funneling them somewhere. We're funneling them into our email list. Okay, so that's idea number 1. And I challenge you guys to post some kind of weekly training content on LinkedIn once a week. Okay, here's a second example. Oh, so powerful. I cannot even tell you guys, is either a case study or a testimonial. Now, in the perfect world, you are aiming to share 1 testimonial or case study per week on social media. So let me repeat that. In the perfect world, I want you guys sharing 1 case study or testimonial per week on social media. It's one of the most powerful things you can do for your business. So literally, you guys, you can go to your website right now. You can pluck out a testimonial and post a testimonial on LinkedIn once per week. Now, in this example here, you can see what I did was I posted a short video testimonial from a client, which, by the way, video testimonials are the best type of testimonial you can have from a client, hands down. So if you can get a video testimonial, I beg of you, ask. The worst they can say is no, and that's no problem, but at least ask. And here, I posted this video testimonial on my LinkedIn page, but I also gave some backstory. I shared a little bit about my client's journey. Now, in this case, my client Vanessa, she was a really awesome example for me to share on LinkedIn. She was a former corporate vice president who became a client of mine and wanted to build her coaching business. And Vanessa was able to scale to 6 figures her first year in business. She was able to replace her corporate income. And, for me, I work with a lot of former corporate professionals. So it's really important to them to be able to replicate that 6-figure income. So for me personally, this was a really great testimonial for me to share. Now be sure to, when you guys are doing this, if you have a video testimonial from a client, upload the video testimonial directly to LinkedIn. So if possible, we don't want to send, when you're posting on LinkedIn, don't send them off to YouTube. The algorithm on LinkedIn does better if you upload it directly to LinkedIn. Now, P.S., if you don't have a lot of video testimonials, that's okay. Literally, go back to every client you've ever had, give them the copy of the testimonial they provided you for their website, and just ask if they'd be willing to read it directly into the webcam for you. And don't forget to share the journey of how you got them to their results. So I didn't just, talk about getting her to 6 figures. I talked about what was our journey like in getting her to 6 figures her first year in business. Okay, video testimonials, great LinkedIn post. Here's another example of a case study or a testimonial. I want you guys to kind of have an idea of all the different types of testimonials you can post. It doesn't have to be just video. This is a really good one. In this case, the client, she texted me, my one client, that she landed almost a $14,000 contract for a 6-month contract with a client, right? So she texted me this, and with her permission, of course, I screenshotted her text from my phone. And guess what, you guys? This is a LinkedIn post that I did, right? So I posted her screenshot of, her win. She got a $14,000 sale. And then, of course, I gave a little bit of backstory about how did I help my client, get this $14,000 sale. Now, it's interesting, you guys, something about human psychology. For some reason, people love a screenshot. People love a text screenshot. I don't know what it is. I think it has to do with they feel kind of like they have an inside look at your business or at your interactions, but they're very, very powerful. So if you, with your client's permission, can do a text screenshot about a win, share that. Okay, here's another one, and this is not even one of my clients. And I like using this example because I want you guys to be thinking about this as well. So in this particular example, this is another member of our Build a 6-Figure coaching Facebook group. This isn't my client. This is just, somebody who we had a very powerful business audit. You guys know, I think most of you know, I offer complimentary business audits. So P.S., don't forget to schedule yours. I put the link in the post here. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and schedule your audit with me. But she posted this on Facebook, just talking about like, oh, hey, we had a great audit, etc. And so I took a screenshot of her post and I used this as a LinkedIn post, right? So, and again, in the copy up here, you can't really see it all because you have to click the see more, but I provided some backstory about, what's this audit and what did we do together? That's an awesome LinkedIn post. So I want you guys to get creative. It doesn't always, when I say post on LinkedIn a case study or a testimonial, it doesn't always have to be a current client. It could be someone you had a great discovery call with. It could be someone who got use out of a blog and they gave you, a great comment about a blog you posted. Think outside of the box when I'm talking about posting case studies and testimonials. Okay. Another quick example here. You can have fun with some of these. This is back when I was career coaching. And this is a client. She had written a long testimonial, but I just, plucked out one sentence that I thought was extremely powerful from her testimonial. I went into Canva and I inputted it in as a quote. And then again, the copy up here that I used on LinkedIn is some backstory about, this quote, and I gave the full testimonial in the LinkedIn post. So again, there are different ways you can share case studies and testimonials, whether it's a video, a text screenshot. You can make it into a quote on Canva. Get creative and have fun with these. Okay, so I really drove the point home here for you guys about these case studies and testimonials, because it's so freaking important for your business that you share your, these client experiences. But now at this point, I want to move on to the next, potential copy content you can post on LinkedIn, which is going to be interviews, right? So in this example here, I posted a link to a podcast interview, meaning I was interviewed on somebody else's podcast. And the goal here, you guys, you want to aim to get interviewed on about, maybe give yourself the goal of 2 podcasts a month, getting on other people's podcasts. Now, sometimes it'll be a video interview. That's cool. Sometimes it's audio only. That's fine too. Bottom line, you guys, is when you get interviewed, that's a LinkedIn post. So you want to tag, the podcast owner, their business as well, right? You'll pick up extra audience members from doing that as well. Now, separate topic, in my Build a 6-Figure coaching business program, I teach clients how to land a bunch of interviews like this, which is really fun, but that's a whole nother training series. Okay. Next is if you get quoted in a publication. So if you get quoted in Forbes or the Muse or any publication, doesn't need to be flashy and fancy. If you get quoted somewhere, that's a LinkedIn post, period, right? Share the link. So here I was quoted, in this UpJourney website. So I, tagged them. I shared the article where I was quoted. I gave a little backstory about my quote. Sometimes the author will even appreciate if you tag the author as well, which is cool. Again, picking up more audience, picking up more visibility. So if you get quoted, publish this as well. And again, could be a whole nother lesson, but one of the things I teach my clients as well is how do you get quoted in different publication? How do you get in the media? That's a fun lesson as well that I teach my clients. Next here is accolades. So when I say accolades, any kind of a win you have, any kind of a win, any award, any type of nomination, is obviously as it pertains to your niche or your business. I want you guys to be celebrating that stuff as a LinkedIn post. And, it may feel like you're bragging with all these type of posts. And guess what? You are, right? Like, this is how you build your brand and dominate your niche sector, right? This is how you're building that know, like, and trust. This is how you're building authority in the marketplace, guys, are posts like this. So any kind of a win as it relates to your niche, you want to post here. Okay. Here's a fun one, which I know for a fact any of you guys can do, is a behind the scenes photo. So essentially, if you are working on a project or if you are working on a presentation for a client or anything related to your niche or business, give us a behind the scenes look. These are really fun when you kind of, take your camera and do a selfie so your clients can see what you're working on your computer screen. People love that. And it makes a really good LinkedIn post because it gets people excited and curious about what project you're working on for them next. So give them a behind the scenes look. That's a fun random post that you can do, a picture and then a little copy talking about what you're working on to help your clients. Okay. Next is lifestyle. Now, lifestyle. What I will say with this, right? Because this is not Instagram. This is LinkedIn. You do want to use lifestyle posts sparingly, right? Obviously on Facebook, you can play more in this sandbox as well. But I will tell you guys, even on LinkedIn, once every 2 to 4 weeks, not every week, but once every 2 to 4 weeks, you can post a lifestyle photo. something tasteful, obviously. But when I'm talking about lifestyle, what I mean is, in this example, I'm hiking with my significant others. I'm out in Denver and we're doing some hiking. So anything of you guys being outdoors, your pets, your kids, your family, vacation, you got a new car, you're at the beach, right? And what's fun about a lifestyle post on LinkedIn is try to tie the copy back into your niche if possible. So, and why am I telling you guys to post a lifestyle post on LinkedIn, right? It's kind of like, well, why would I post a picture of, me on a jog or something, right? The reason for this is that people don't want to hire robots. People don't want to hire robots. They want to hire humans, right? And you are your brand. So you've got to show once in a while, right, that you're human, even on LinkedIn. And again, you can see here, I was had a little bit of fun with it. I was talking about my hike, and this is back in the day when I was career coaching. So I'm telling people, hey, job seekers, give yourself a break, do something that makes you happy, refresh, recharge. So I tied back in a lifestyle post to my niche. And again, I brought people a little closer into my world. Okay. The next LinkedIn post that you can do as you're starting to think about how to build out your content calendar, this isn't, I say easy, but this is kind of a gimme, is a link to your landing page of your opt-in, your lead magnet, your freebie, right? So all of you guys should have created an irresistible opt-in or freebie in order to collect people's email addresses, okay? This is on your website homepage, right? And also you want to be taking your lead magnets and offer that at the end of each of your blogs or training content. So what I'm saying here for LinkedIn, for the purpose of, content marketing, you could take your lead magnet and post it as a singular post, right? So this is back when I was career coaching. All I did was post the link directly to my lead magnet. And every time I did that, sometimes I was doing this on LinkedIn once a week, I'd pick up some more email addresses. So if you're looking for something extra to post on LinkedIn, just give them a link to your lead magnet. And of course, share some copy that gets them interested in what the lead magnet will contain, what kind of pain points the lead magnet is going to solve for your client. The next one here, this is kind of fun, is something called simple math. Simple math. Now, for some reason, people perk up when you provide simple math that is related to your niche. So when I used to career coach, when I first started out, I created a post giving people simple math on how to decide when to take the leap from their current job to their dream job. So just to give you guys a couple examples of this. So this is for like a career coach, right? As I'm telling them, hey, you want to get into your dream job, you're afraid it won't pay the bills. Here's some simple math you can do to figure out timing on when to make the switch. So, a couple more examples. A health coach could do simple math on calorie counting. A relationship coach could do simple math on how many people we date in a lifetime. I don't know, right? And talking about like, hey, you want to find your soulmate so you don't have to go through all this dating, right? Business coach could do math around how much more money you could make in business with XYZ help. A leadership coach could do simple math around the cost of leading unhappy or disengaged employees, right? We know that this costs businesses money when their employees are disengaged. So you guys get the drift here. So think about your niche and think about what kind of simple math applies to your niche. It's kind of a fun post, gets high engagement. Next is something called a short list. So this, you can kind of think of this as like a Letterman top 10, or top 5 or a countdown. People love list. So this is on LinkedIn. I just did a straight up post, and it was actually related to a blog that I wrote previously, but I gave them a little countdown here. Right. Again, like another example, if you're a leadership coach, I have a lot of leadership coaches in my group. You could post a list of leadership styles, right? Here are all the different leadership styles. And you could end it with asking, hey, what style are you? right? So think about lists related to your niche. Now, this is very important, and I want to drive this point home, is I want you guys to repurpose your content because I want you to make life easier on yourself, right? So repurpose your content whenever possible. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, every day of the week. Oh, what do I post today? So here's my example. And this is something I used to do as a career coach. One blog could create 4 LinkedIn posts. So if you post a blog, that could be 4 LinkedIn posts. So maybe on a Tuesday, you post your blog on LinkedIn Publisher. Maybe on a Wednesday, you do a short video clip of, maybe a couple paragraphs from that blog. Like literally, you guys, I used to read verbatim 2 to 3 minutes worth of copy from my blog into my camera. That was it. I just picked a really juicy section of my blog and I read it into the camera. So that's like a Wednesday post. Maybe on another day, on a Thursday, you create a LinkedIn long form post. Again, out of your blog. So you go to your blog, you can copy and paste the juicy section of the blog directly into LinkedIn. So instead of using LinkedIn Publisher, you're just directly pasting it into LinkedIn. A last kind of example here, I'm going to go through these with you guys too, is a quote by you. So quit quoting other people. You are the expert in your niche. So a good quote from your blog, pick one of your favorite, one-liners from your blog, and you can create a Canva image out of your quote and publish your own quote. That's a LinkedIn post, right? So 4 pieces of social media content coming out of one blog. So I'll give you an example of what this looks like. Here's a quote. Again, this is back when I was career coaching. I had written a blog on mission statements. So all I did was I took one of my favorite one-liners in my blog and I went into Canva and I created this as a quote image. And again, I give my clients all these templates, but this is something that you can do, right? I also went and I just did a straight up copy and paste of part of my blog talking about mission statement, and I posted it alongside of my quote. Okay. So this is a direct cut and paste. I didn't on a Thursday have to think about what am I going to do? I already had my blog for the week. So I just plucked content out of my blog. Okay. Here's another example of repurposing your blog. So, remember I wrote at the beginning of the slide deck, there was a frog blog article that I shared with you guys at the very beginning of this deck. This is a straight up copy and paste of that portion of the blog into a long form post. So that's all I did. I went to my blog. I just did a straight up copy and paste of some of my blog into LinkedIn directly. When I say long form, it means I just copy and pasted it, not into Publisher, but directly into LinkedIn. And then at the end of the post, this is a fun trick. You can say, hey, click the link to the full article in the comments below to try out XYZ. And then I gave them the link to the blog in the comments so it didn't drag down my algorithm. So you can play with repurposing your blog that way as well. Now you'll notice I'm using relevant hashtags, which are also equally important. And I talk about that here. Here you can see a screenshot. You can actually type in different words that are related to the blog post or the video or whatever post you're doing on LinkedIn. Type in different words here into the search bar and take a look. What I want you guys to do is, as you're doing these searches, you'll see here, for example, I did a search for professional women on LinkedIn for that hashtag. Back when I did this is a while ago, so it's probably way more. But back when I did this, it was like 18 million followers with this hashtag. So this was a juicy one for me to use because I was targeting professional women at the time, right? So I want you guys, something on your to-do list here, action item, use the LinkedIn search bar, type in some hashtag symbol, and then a word related to your niche. And I want you guys to make a list of hashtags related to your niche, and alongside that list, how many followers each of these hashtags has, and keep them on hand. So you can stick at least 5 relevant hashtags with each of your LinkedIn posts. Okay, back to repurposing your content here. I mentioned with you guys, you could do a short video. All I did here, this was a video I did on, it was just a couple minutes long, how to use thought leadership to land a job. That was a blog I wrote. I wrote a blog on thought leadership. So all I did was I pulled a couple powerful paragraphs out of that blog and I literally read it straight into the webcam. That's all I did. It couldn't be any easier. Now you do want a header and you do want subtitles for your videos. I am not going to lie. I don't really like to mess with that. I just don't feel like it. So for me, I send that off to a virtual assistant to do. I think if you're going to do videos, it's a good investment to, you can find an international VA. There's a ton out there for pretty fair prices. They'll, input some subtitles and a header for you and your name as well. You'll also notice here I use a whiteboard to teach, which is another really powerful thing you can do with your videos. So just be thinking about that and just know that the headline does matter. Think about human psychology when we're scrolling LinkedIn, right? Scroll. The people that stop, you want to slow their scroll, it's going to be for a powerful headline. Okay. So send that off to a VA if you don't want to deal with that yourself, if you're like me. Here's a sample social media schedule that I've used in my past. So what I would do is every Monday, I would try to find a client win. So we talked about those in the beginning, a case study or a testimonial. My goal was to try to get one every Monday that I was sharing on LinkedIn. On every Tuesday, back in the day, I was blogging for career coaching. That was my Tuesday post on LinkedIn. It was the blog, right? So guess what, you guys? Every week, I did a case study, testimonial, or a blog, Monday and Tuesday. I didn't even have to think about it. I knew that was going to be part of my content marketing strategy. And again, this is just a sample here of what you can do. On a Wednesday, it could be some repurposed content. So this could be a quote image by you from your blog. On a Thursday, more repurposed content. This could be a short video clip of you reading a couple paragraphs from your blog. Friday, you had a long week. You just want to end your week. Maybe it's just a straight up link to your lead magnet so you can collect some email addresses. All right. So here's a sample here, how you can keep it easy. A couple of recommendations on topic cadence. Again, just kind of mentioned to you guys Monday and Tuesday, I would do a case study or a testimonial. Tuesday would be my training content. Wednesday through Friday, you can repurpose content when possible, right? So that was, maybe I'm taking my blog and creating a short video clip, a long form LinkedIn post, a quote image by me, right? That's some stuff I can do Wednesday through Friday. And then the rest is ad hoc, right? Wednesday through Friday. I kind of talked to you guys about you could do podcast interviews, get quoted in a publication, accolades, behind the scenes, lifestyle, simple math, short list. That's kind of ad hoc, right? So that's some recommendations on topic cadence. Some recommendations on content creation. Also very important here to make sure that you have this locked and loaded. You want to plan out your topics, you guys. Plan out your topics ahead of time. Best case scenario, when you're planning your LinkedIn topics, plan them a month out. Get a blank calendar and plug in a month's worth of topics, right? Just pick a day that you're going to sit down with a blank calendar and plug in a month's worth of topics. Now, you always want to start with plugging in your weekly training or if you're blogging, maybe just your weekly blog post topics, because that's kind of the foundation of everything else you post. So start with plugging that into your calendar, your weekly training content. Next, plug in time to do your weekly case studies or testimonials. Go back to your website, find some juicy ones, plug that into your calendar. And then you only have 3 days left of the week to plug into your calendar some repurposed content or ad hoc topics. So what I want you guys to do is, just decide what day coming up here do I want to take a couple hours to plan out my monthly content calendar. Now, at the very least, plan it out a week out. at the very least, right? But even better is if you can do a month out. But what I don't want you guys to do is to wait until the day of. Like you wake up on a Thursday and you're like, oh, I got to post today. What do I post? That just gets to be kind of stressful, right? So plan that out ahead of time. Some calendar tools. I use a good old fashioned spreadsheet sometimes, right? You can use Excel or Google Sheets. I provide a template to my clients so that they can do a little plug and play with their calendar topics. You can get fancy. You can use something like Trello, CoSchedule, Hootsuite, Buffer. There's all kinds of tools out there to plan out your content for social media and for LinkedIn. Last but not least, please make sure that you batch your content creation. Make sure that you're batching your content creation. So what I mean by that is when you're actually sitting down, you've got your calendar, you know the topic, now you're going to create. You want to do that in one fell swoop. So I'll give you an example. For me, my office days are Mondays. So I don't take clients on Mondays. That's my office day. So that'll be the day I create all my social media content for the week, right? Your training content, like let's say, for example, you're a blogger. It would be great if once a month you can sit down over the weekend and pound out 4 pieces of, blogs for the month and just have it done, right? And then maybe with your social media content, your LinkedIn content, you pound that out in 1 week, maybe on your office day. So just think about how you want to batch your content creation. As far as time of day, you do want to take that into account when you post. Every social media outlet peaks at a different time of day. LinkedIn peak posting time is different than Facebook peak posting time. You guys, I've read so many articles about LinkedIn peak posting time. I will tell you that it's typically Monday through Friday around 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's somewhere in that little pocket, okay? But you do also want to take into account your niche. So you got to know with your niche, when do they hop online, right? If it's a corporate person, perhaps they're checking during their morning commute and again during lunch hour. But if all else fails, I want you guys to test it out, right? Test out a couple different times a day and then monitor which posts are getting the most views and engagement. I tend to prefer to post to LinkedIn in the morning. However, if I'm a part of a LinkedIn pod, I will wait to post until the pod post. So for example, you guys know that in the Build a Six-Figure Coaching Business Facebook group, we have a Tuesday LinkedIn pod and we post at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You guys see that alert come through the free Facebook group and I'm telling you guys, hey, share your LinkedIn post. So what I would tell you guys is on a Tuesday when you're taking part in that pod, wait to post until I make that announcement because the LinkedIn algorithm notices who engages in your post in the first hour. That's when LinkedIn's really monitoring the engagement of your post. So if you post on LinkedIn and it's dead for an hour, no one engages, the algorithm might bury it. Versus if you have a pod of people, right, like in our group, commenting in the first hour, the algorithm is going to boost you. Okay. All right, you guys, I hope you got a ton of value from today's training. I challenge you to create a 1-month LinkedIn content marketing calendar for yourself so that you know what topics you have coming up. Here's my contact info in case you guys need any extra support. Do not forget to book a complimentary business audit call with me. If you are not at the 6-figure mark yet, I'm going to be looking at your website, your social media. I'm going to dig into with you, help you figure out why that is, and specifically what you need to tweak to get there. Okay, so the link to book your audit is in this Facebook post. But of course, you can reach out to me this way as well. You can shoot me an email. You could, connect with me on LinkedIn. I want you guys to connect with me on LinkedIn as well so we can support each other. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this today. Drop me a little love note. Let me know if this was helpful to you. And feel free to continue asking any questions or just let me know, you guys. Drop a little comment here. Let me know, what are you committed to doing? Are you in for creating the 1-month LinkedIn content marketing calendar? All right. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys now. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys are the best, and I will talk to you guys real soon.